Well, there we go. Hey guys, Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source, and today I have a really exciting webinar / weekly update call to go over with you. First off, in terms of the changes this week, was just announced. Finally, Google put it out. They are now friendly with agencies like ours, and they have an agency dashboard. You've got to create an account based off of your domain name of your agency, but you can go in there and you can manage all of your clients, so you're not having to deal with multiple accounts or bringing everything into your personal account. So that is awesome as well, and I just covered everything right there. And next, what we're going to do when I come back after the introduction, I'm going to dive in to a client that I've been working with, my company's been working with for 65, 70 days, and just show you some of the stuff we've got, some of the results, some of the items to look at, and why this client is so happy. So on that note,
welcome to the Local Marketing Source Weekly Update, brought to you by localmarketingsource.com.
This week's Local Marketing Update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter @ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/ScottPGallagher.
able to see it, so I'm back. If you're watching Facebook, you would have been able to hear that. I apologize for everybody that's on Crowdcast. I didn't get the intro song and sound up, but you were able to see it. All right, so there's a few things I'm going to be covering today. First thing I wanted to mention that Google announced the Google My Business Agency Dashboard. It's nice to be able, I was in there this morning looking at it. It's nice. Not really a game changer or anything, but it definitely makes life a little bit easier. Now today, I wanted to get in to look at some real activity. I know people really appreciate that, and I do that a lot for my members at Local Marketing Source. And with that, if you're an existing member watching this, or you're thinking about getting a membership with Local Marketing Source, at the end of today's presentation, I've got a summer offer available for you, but I want you to see how some of this is done, how I provide some of the education in regards to that, and the level of scrutinization and the level of detail that we get into, and that's what I'm trying to achieve today with everybody that's on the line. And so what I'm going to do is dive into an existing client, look at some of the activity. This client signed with us on the 1st, so it's been 65 days since they started with us, and some of those different activities that I have. I don't have all the files here, but what I'm going to show you is how we operate internally, as well as I'm going to share some of my desktop and get into, so what I'm doing, I'm actually pulling the client file right now. Nothing about this is rehearsed. This is just raw, down and dirty. So I apologize if I stumble a little bit here and there, but I definitely know what to show you and what to talk about. And so internally, you know, I still operate a little bit old school. We've got a file here, and some people kind of go, well, what the heck are you doing? And when I open up this file, all of my client files are relatively the same. And we've got 3 main documents inside their files, and these are really only begun at the beginning relationship, and that's why I want to work with you. For Local Marketing Source members, there's something called the Operational Starter List. This is available inside the Local Marketing Source portal for download. It's just a checklist of all the different items that we go through, okay? This is a manual thing, and my project managers sign it off and date it and contact information. You get a variety of different checks of what needs to be done. My camera's not autofocus, but that's not the point of this. I'm going to go and talk about some of these elements. The next document that's in here is a, I don't know, 7 or 8 page, we call this the new client initial contact script. It's for the project manager or yourself to go through, and this is actually text in here of script on what to ask the client, and as we go through it, it goes in alignment with the checklist, and we fill out the information all by hand. So we've got it on file, and you can see how easily I was able just to grab it for the different clients. And this is basically trying to gather as much information as possible. Of course, some of the steps are going out there and finding some of the information and whatnot. And then the third document is their plan. And we like to have that printed in writing, so it's always there, and it's just easy to do a little bit of a check of what needs to be done for each of the clients. I got to tell you, for 15 years, I've been trying to use a variety of different project management software. I use it in all. I've tried so many different things, and one, process has changed. Two, it's actually more time consuming for somebody to go through it. Just having a simple little file, and when you want to work on that client, you just pull that file out and you look. You've got the checklist in front of you, and you see what's not checked and what's checked. Well, that's what you're working on next. It's actually really, really simple. My agency is not as big as some of my students. I've got students that are running multi-million-dollar marketing agencies with several dozen employees. This system is most likely not going to work at that level. But we've managed 40 locations and had 5 different project managers. And for me, as the business owner and the manager, to overlook 5 different people on what they're doing and pull that information out where they provide me a report, this system is extremely efficient. It's very easy, and we're not chasing that, you know, the, what is it called, the silver bullet. I don't know. All right, so that's the fundamentals there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share a few different things and talk about a couple of different tools that we use. Now, what you're going to be looking at here, this is Bright Local. Bright Local is SEO, is local SEO software. They're a British company. There's also White Spark out of Canada. There's Moz out of the United States that provide ranking reports and citation reports. And they also have solutions to do some back-end citation building, but I'm going to talk about some of my philosophies with that as well. Now, I'm going to pull up and I can see that we've got quite a few people on Crowdcast right now, but nobody's talking. While I'm talking, guys, why don't you just tell me with where you're at? Because I'm not going to get into discussions of Australia or Canada if I don't have any Canadians or Australians on the line. I'm located in the United States. When we talk about the local SEO ecosystem, it is somewhat country dependent. Now, what we're looking at is a tool. This is not a tool that's going to accomplish all your SEO. There is no tool out there that you pay money and boom, it is done for you. You really need a level of management for that. I'm going to show you some of that stuff. And so initially, when we first started with the client at the end of March, we ran their initial ranking reports, and we could see here that we had some first place listings, and you know, moving 30 days later, you can see that our first place listings increased significantly. These were the results of a I'm going to show you some of the citations. They had a little bit of a mess of citations. So cleaning up your citation profile set online is imperative. Removing the duplicates, removing and ensuring that you've got NAP consistency across the board. I'll get in and show you how you got some of that. This client's really happy right now because when we start to look at this report, I want to show you 217.56 down. They always get threatened by the downs, but what I explain to the clients are what we're looking for is the green plus the blue, so 217 plus 51 new listings, less the downs, and as long as you've got a positive number, it's like the stock market. You're going to be increasing over time. So we've got that. We start to look at some of the reports, and over the last, civil real estate lawyer in California, they moved up from 11 to 1 and got a local listing. So let's just have some fun and check that out. And we can see McFarland, there they are. That's pretty awesome. So this is a neat little tool that we could provide and provide an external report to the client. We don't mail it to the client automatically. We like to have a meeting with them first so we can go over everything and then go from there. You can see it's branded. This is actually a white label client of mine. And here's their interactive report. You can see that spot moved up, spot 3. So that's foreclosure lawyer in their town. And there he is, ranking number 1. Okay, so this is a tool, a ranking tool that we do initially to find out where they are, and then this is a month later when we met with them a second time. 24% of their listings were in number 1 versus 12% when we started. So we doubled their number 1 listings inside of 30 days. Now, what did we do? The next thing that we do is we run a citation report. This one was just run recently, 4 days ago when we had a meeting with the client. We run it automatically, and we compare it to a previous one. And I forget the number of errors that they had, but you basically want to bring that down to as close to 0 as possible. So what we'll do is we'll run the report and we'll go and look and say, oh, okay, Yahoo. They've got a wrong name on there. That's going to take some inconsistencies. That needs to be fixed. I'll tell you how to fix that one in a moment, and I'll tell you why it's not fixed at this particular time. Items like phone numbers here, and mark my words, you're going to find a huge variety of data that's out there. Who do I have that's new? Let's go and look at another client here for a moment. I want to show you a report that's a little bit more screwed up. Well, this one's not screwed up. This one's actually really nice. Load up internet. What's going on? This doesn't work for my webinar. Boy, I need some bandwidth. Tulin, what are you saying? It's my dog. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Who do I want to talk about? How about a dentist? Okay. I think my video had a little bit of a blurb there. But I should be back. Probably fighting for bandwidth. So here's a brand new client, and you can see we've got a lot of errors. We haven't even set up rankings for this client, so they just started. Video's still off on Crowdcast. Why is video off on Crowdcast? I can see video on Crowdcast, so I don't know what's going on. It says live. I can see the video. I can see my desktop. Efren. Let me try to refresh this browser. Are you going to tell me it's on? Oh, you reloaded and it was fine. Okay, if you're having problems with video and you're on Crowdcast, just hit the refresh button and you should be all right. Now, back to just this client here to find some of the errors. I want to show you some of the errors that you'll find. You know, you see how we're using the and symbol and the whoops and the word and. That's going to trigger some problems. Different zip codes, older phone numbers, etc., etc. Okay. So let's get back to citation report for these guys. So there's that. That gives us an idea of what's out there. Now the next question is, okay, in my first month, what am I going to do? And you've got to balance your time out. In my proposal to my clients, we say we're going to get you roughly 15, well, a minimum of 15 citations a month. The truth is, between you and I, we actually try to get 30 a month. And when I run a report in Bright Local, so this active citation report, and we ran it, you can see when it was run on, so I guess we started March 18th, and it was 2 weeks later, we got 12 new citations. This was run a few days ago, and you can see all the new citations that it's found. And so it found 13 new citations on May 31st. It's found 13 new citations, but we promised them 15. How do we explain that to the client? Well, first off, there's no software out there that's perfect that's going to go out and find all the citations, number one. Number two, the shitty thing about these is about all these software packages is they're just very generalized. They don't go and look at industry-based citations, and they don't go and look at a lot of local-based citations. Local newspapers, local publications, local networking groups, industry associations, industry forums, all of that stuff. And that's really that's what makes you different than everybody else that's out there. There's all these software things. This just gives us a snapshot. Now, internally, and this is a document called the Inventory of Assets that I run internally, and this is actually not done in-house. I've got a partner that we work with, a third party, and if you're a Local Marketing Source member, I'm happy to share that information for you. Inside the private group, I can also get you a discount. If you're going to go and buy citation building services, you know, through Bright Local, for example, it's $3 a citation. I spend 50 cents a citation, so 1/6 of the price. It's not quite as sophisticated as Bright Local, but these guys, they do as good of a job. But what they don't do are the industry and local. But nonetheless, in the first month, you know, here's a bunch of citations they can't get. I'm going to talk about those in a few. You know, for example, this one right here, pages 24. Looks like it's got some wrong information on it. And, oh, I guess I'm looking at a bad report. Wrong name and website. Yeah, there's the wrong website. They had a subdomain because they had some previous. And then their name. And then, of course, all the brand new citations that were acquired. So we'll go and look at this one. And an inventory of assets, what we try to do is create one document for our clients that bring all of their assets together. So if we're creating videos, press releases, articles, and whatnot, all of that information is available inside the inventory of assets. Now, one thing I also want to show you here is the directory structure that is used for this particular client. You've got this is a directory. This is also available for download with all the templates in it for LMS members inside the portal that are watching. And this is a, I really don't want to show you this one because it's got some data on it, like password information that's just probably not right for me to put out there. So just give me a second while I pull up the template. So these are all the new client templates. When we start, and the inventory of assets, no, not there. Operations, not in the sales. My bad. Where in here? So this is just an inventory of assets document template, and just, you know, down on the bottom here you've got all the information on the profiles tab with all the usernames and whatnot. This is what's ongoing, and that's this part of this document here that you're seeing. Okay? And then we run into problems with certain citations like, well, you know, Google requires certain verification to claim a business. This stuff needs to be done in-house. And there's probably a dozen or so citations that you're going to acquire over the first 2 to 3 months that have to be done manually. You have to speak to the client. Don't outsource this to anybody. You could have a project manager internally do it, but absolutely do it in-house. This is a very intimate opportunity for you to speak with the client, get them to pick up the phone or have their phone forwarded to you, or email address. There's a variety of different ways to handle all that type of stuff. And so we've acquired, you know, 31 plus 25, so you know, 56, if I'm doing my math right, citations over, at this point in time, we're now about 2.5 months. Okay. So that's why you're going to have a discrepancy on this report and the internal report that you're making. In addition to that, when I go and look at reports and the plans, something that we do for the clients is we create a quarterly plan of action. This takes about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours to do. This is my template right now. And whatever industry you're working with, you're going to find all the industry publications, both on a national, local, and state front, all the magazines, all the industry blogs, forums, all the industry associations, and determine which ones they're a part of. And then you're going to start creating a whiteboard of different topics of content that could be created over, this is a plan for 3 months. So you're going to whiteboard a bunch of ideas and get approval for them. And then this is the actual execution. This mimics your proposal, but this is what we're going to do for the client every single month moving forward. You know, in this case here, 2 articles, the distribution of those articles. One's going to go to an industry magazine or something of that stature. Try to get both of them on a blog. Usually the publication has a blog. That's why it's a 2-1-X. We want to, after it's been published, to get it onto the company blog. And then we're looking for more, you know, at least one to get into some authoritative general sites, is where there's not necessarily niche based. 10 citations and profiles. I've been telling you 15. I think that's what we've changed our process to, not 10. Small businesses, on average, you've got to implement, we implement a RAP system, review acquisition program for our clients. It requires a lot of education. There's different elements of measurement. But you're looking to get, you know, you want these clients to be getting a minimum of 2 reviews a month, preferably 1 a week as a baseline threshold. And so that basically covers the 3 pillars. If you've ever watched any of our content of local SEO, you know, pillar number 1, CPR. C being content. This is the C of content. P being profiles. That's these right here. And R being reviews. So these are the three facets of content that we focus on every single month for the client. I've shown you what we did from a citation perspective. Not content at this point in time, and then reviews. Now, in terms of another tool that's out there, there are, I don't know, 6 or 7 different citation solutions you have that are pretty big that are out there. You could utilize Bright Local and utilize their citation campaign. Bright Local, it's good. We've used it quite a bit in the past. What I like about them is it's very interactive within their dashboard here to manage it. They just charge your credit card, but you're still having to go out and get all the data aggregators. So that's, Factual, Localese, Info USA, and Axiom. Those are the 4 major data aggregators in the United States. So you've absolutely got to make sure your information is very, very clear there. These aggregators, they feed a lot of the tier 1 providers like Google and Bing and Yahoo. There's White Spark that's out there. They're even more expensive. They're $4 or $5 a citation. Through Local Marketing Source, it's 50 cents a citation. And then there's the data pushers. Okay, this is going to be the Yext of the world, and Yext is $500 a month, and inside their network, I think it's like 65 different sites that they update. What's nice about Yext is you put your information into one dashboard, you hit a button, and then boom, it goes and updates all 65 of these sites. And Yext has got a lot of money behind them. They've got some big businesses behind them. They're doing a tremendous amount of promotion. And what we've seen over the last couple of years is when you go and look at a site like Yahoo, and there's Yahoo. So yeah, because we had wrong information on here. So we're going to go and view this. And we're going to go and try to claim it through Yahoo, and it brings us right to Yext. Okay, there used to be a point in time that we could take this and do our scan, and way down at the bottom there was always a little blue link that you can get right into the Yahoo database and fix the information right in the Yahoo database. Yeah, it was on this page here, because we want you to proceed. So let me just get through with this here. We're going on something here. Required, okay, California. And at this point in time, they're asking you to buy a plan. Just on Yahoo, $150 a year. This money goes to Yext. You get the complete package. You get all their, Yahoo, Google, Facebook, Yelp, and it's $500 a year. And here, gone through this. Okay. Well, this is nice that it's back. 2 or 3 weeks ago, this feature was not available for you to claim that listing directly. So it's nice that it's back through Yelp. I'm not sure what happens at this point in time. If I put in the right information, I don't want to proceed. what I was trying to show you is that Yext works with some other companies like Merchant Circle, and unless you are either paying Yext or paying the directory, you can't get a basic listing that's in there. That's frustrating. And the problem with Yext is, yeah, it's really nice. You can go in and spend some money, but it's just a data overlay. It doesn't actually change the information in that incumbent's database. They just overlay the data. So you stop paying them, they remove it. You want to take ownership of that. I've always believed that a business that invests money into marketing material should own that marketing material. So I'm not a huge fan of utilizing Yext as a part of the agency for those particular reasons. I'm going to get back to you on this situation here. This is reminding me of what it was and what it has been for several years. It's recently this was removed, but it, again, that's why the ecosystem is constantly changing, and unless you're getting in there manually, it's difficult to see with particular software. Now, a tool that I do like, we're actually in the works and discussion with this firm, so you could go directly to them today and get the package, and it's great, and I'd be happy to do that. Or you can purchase it through Local Marketing Source. It's actually cheaper to purchase it through Local Marketing Source, and we give you more. And I'm going to talk about that at the end. But the tool is through SignUp. It's a Pakistani-based company, and it works a lot like Yelp, but it's a lot less expensive. And the difference is they don't actually overlay the data. They've created, utilizing the APIs of their network, they've got a network of 48 sites. They just create an API, and then boom, and actually go and put the information in there and create the account. The moment you stop paying for that, you've got ownership of all those particular listings, which is really, really nice. This is really only a tool that we utilize once. They do want you to pay on a monthly basis. What we do is we have 5 locations under our contract, and we run each location for 1 to 2 months on this service, and then pull them off this service, and then just run it manually, everything manually through Bright Local and our third party. But this is nice because it's quick. What I really like about this tool here, I can't really show you, but this system here found 8 different duplicate entries, and through the API, they have them removed. Because if you've ever tried to remove duplicate entries from anywhere, it's frustrating. This one feature alone, it's worth its money to get that cleaned up. And this client here had 8 dupes that we removed. We went in and synced a variety of the listings, and you can see that their error count is great. We're always going to have particular errors. This client's not going to go ahead and move forward with Yext. That's not necessary, so it's not going to adjust that. This is another one, Chamber of Commerce. In an example here, we go and look at this citation. Where is it? Claim this business. Credit card info. And we're not going to go and spend $50 a month for that. The client says, should we? I said, no. All right. So that's a lot, guys, that I've thrown down on you in a short period of time. It's absolutely not everything. There's a lot more. And I don't have any questions. So at this point in time, while you guys are typing up some of your questions, hopefully you've got quite a few people there, I'm going to go ahead and I want to show you a promotion that we're having. Whoa, I don't want to do that. I want to show you everything. And I just want to talk a little bit about the Local Marketing Source membership. We do this once a year, sometimes twice a year, and we discount our service by 50%. Well, cut it in half, 50% off for the life of your membership. And just very, very quickly, the membership gives you access to everything. So there's nothing that you closed off to. That's all the videos, all the downloadable documents. There's over 60 different documents. All the transcripts of the videos. There's workbooks, different management files. You get access to a private Facebook group where you can go and ask questions. And I have weekly calls that are very similar to this here. And sometimes we'll bring some students on or client hot seats. We really do have legitimate students that have built a business from zero to several $1 million a year that they're doing these days. We have dozens and dozens of students that have built six-figure agencies that are very comfortable. I'm comfortable with my lifestyle. I have a six-figure agency, and I don't have a big team of people that I manage. I work, 25 to 30 hours a week total on everything. I could work less, I could work more, and I take off about 2 to 3 months a year to do some traveling, to go and visit some family back home in Canada. So I don't have the biggest agency, but I love my lifestyle. And a lot of students have gone through the program and done a variety of different things. But you also get the support, and that's the biggest thing of getting the membership. You get access to me on a regular basis. You get access to other students. We're going to be having some other students do similar things like this moving forward. So there's a tremendous amount of value inside the program for that. Here's an example of Josh. He's running a several $1 million company now, probably $4 million now that you get. This is just a BS thing that shows you all the different stuff we talk about. This is just a look at the portal. I'm not actually going to go into it right now, but you get all your different videos and whatnot. Under the products tab are our products sell for $100 a piece, and they give you access to a small piece of like our sales tool is 7 of the 100 videos, 7%, and we charge $97 for that alone, but it's a one-time fee. Just some stuff here. You can download the videos, the MP3s, the transcripts. You get your weekly calls I'd mentioned. There are phone numbers that are available. There's an online management portal that you can get to, the Facebook group, as well as my direct email. That's the company email, but I'm happy to give you my direct email because you're going to get a free consultation with me. I say 30 minutes. It's usually an hour long. I charge $250 an hour. You can get a copy of my book. You could actually, here's the copy of the book. Just look down in your, I don't know if it's my screen, I'm going to show you here. Give me 1 second here, guys. So, you're going to get a copy of this, and this one's titled Internet Marketing for Attorneys. You get the digital copy of this too, and you can download it and have it printed for $2.31 through Amazon, and put your name on it and put your name on the back. And this is a great little tool to okay.